thing. So let's go ahead and jump into trailers. We had some really, really big trailers drop here in the past 2 weeks. Let's go ahead and get started with the one that's probably going to cause. We're going to get started with the two that are going to cause the most probably. I wouldn't say feedback, but probably been the two most critical ones in the last week. Let's get the big one out of the way. Harry Potter on HBO Max. They dropped their first. I would say it's more of a tease, but I mean, it's Harry Potter. Like, we know the story, so it's like you don't need to drop more than one trailer. Like, if the first season is going to be the first movie or the first book, so you really don't need to release more than that. Just let it go. But I know you're not a big Potter fan. I am a pretty big Potter fan. So, what were your thoughts on it coming from someone who's not a big Harry Potter fan?
I thought it looks like Harry Potter. I mean, it's is
that a good way to you or a bad way?
I suppose it's good because I mean, it's like if they were just remaking it, like if this is a trailer for a remake of the movie, I'd be like, what's the fucking point? It looks like the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously recast, but it looks like the exact same thing. But knowing that they are taking the book and doing a whole season, so they can put in all the stuff they had to cut out to get it down to like movie length, it has much more reason to exist. And I'm sure the fans of Harry Potter are loving this, and they're going to get to see the full book, translated into a show. But yeah, I don't think it looks that much different than the movies. I think that it looks like it has kind of the same tone to it. The characters even look really very similar for the most part. It's not like they reinvented the wheel and said, "Oh, we're gonna do dark Harry Potter now. We're gonna take a new twist on it." No, it's Harry Potter, and that's not a bad thing because that's what the fans of it love. So go for it, do the same thing, but expand on it.
There's one big change that everyone's freaking the fuck out about. Which people need to just chill the fuck out when it comes to the casting of Snape. Guys, just calm down, man. Like, let the guy do the performance. If he sucks, he sucks. But how about we just like let him try? Like, oh my god, how dare they cast a black man to play a white character? Oh my god!
And if these fans of the book want to worry about accuracy, you didn't seem to mind that the last person who played Snape was 20 years older than he was supposed to be in the book. So if age doesn't matter, why does skin color, right?
Yeah, and technically Hermione is supposed to be dark skinned in the books, and we casted Emma Watson in the movies. So
yeah, so
there's that too. So, but it's just like this guy's getting death threats, which is total bullshit. Like the guy didn't do anything. He just went out for a role and was good enough to get it. Let's just, it's no different. Yeah, it's no different when Michael Keaton got Batman and they flipped out, and then everyone loved him, and Christian Bale got Batman and flipped out. I know I'm Batman. Joker, yeah. I was like Heath Ledger Joker. Oh, the fucking gay cowboy from
Robert Pattinson is Batman.
Yes,
you see a trend here. Yeah,
it's like no one is ever happy with the casting announcements, but then people end up being okay with it anyway. So why don't we just let this guy? I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his name. I apologize. But let's just let him try and see what he can do. The rest of the cast, I mean, the kids, I'll take them or leave them because kid actors are Stranger Things.
Hard to tell. I think that in the casting of the original, the film adaptations of it, they got real lucky because you're casting these kids at these young ages. You don't know if they're going to turn into good actors or not. And all three of them managed to actually still be good actors through the whole run.
And let's be real. When you even go into the first movie, they were okay. They weren't great. They were fine.
They're still little kids. Yeah.
Exactly. They're still little kids. And you're not going to strike gold every time like Stranger Things did or It did, chapter 1. So we got to let these kids grow. Did they wow me in the little tease that we got? No, but it was a tease. John Lithgow's Dumbledore, I'm really excited to see how he does because I love John Lithgow. I think most people like John Lithgow, so it'd be interesting to see how his Dumbledore is. Nick Frost, I would say he's a little too soft-spoken as Hagrid, but then if he's trying to do a deeper voice and he's just trying to impersonate, Hagrid from the movie, so I'm okay with him being more of a soft-spoken Hagrid. But yeah, like it definitely to me, and like I say, it was just because it was the tease. It definitely felt more like a TV budget than a movie budget. Looking at the Hogwarts Express and just Hogwarts in general, but like I said, it's a teaser. And I'm sure eventually it's going to get Game of Thrones money because it's HBO. So I'm trying to be optimistic for this. I think I only got through the fourth like Goblet of Fire book before I was like, man, there's just too much BS in this that did not make it to the movie. And I just don't care. And that's what this show's for, is to talk about all that extra stuff. So I'm more okay with seeing it than having to listen to it. Because like Goblet of Fire, there's like 40% of that book that is not in the movie. There's a whole like elf or not elf, dwarves like slavery storyline that Hermione's doing, like this is the whole, and I'm just like, I don't really care about this, but you know what? The show, it was it elves. Okay, sorry, the actual Potter head over here had to correct me. But yeah, so it's like if you're gonna put that in the show, then fine, I'll watch that. But I was getting really tired of listening to it on the audiobook. Going to the other probably most criticized trailer that's come out the last 2 weeks, live action Moana. I bit my tongue to not talk to you about this because I wanted to wait and see and talk to you about it right here on camera. What were your thoughts on the Moana trailer?
I just didn't care. I mean, Moana is fine as a movie. Never saw Moana 2. I knew they were making live action.
It's okay.
I knew they were making a live action, which it seemed kind of pointless. Like at least the other ones, they waited till they were 20 years old or something before they.
At least 10 years.
Yeah, at least. But so I think it's a little soon to be doing a live action remake of this. I think that most of the criticisms you're probably referring to is the look of
Moana is 10 years old.
Well, yeah, but still, it's only 10 years.
It's right at 10 years.
But I think that most of the criticism is coming from the look of The Rock, and it's like I don't know what people expected, because first of all, we've seen they released stills of what he looked like a while back, and it's like, and yes, the character of Maui has this big long flowing black hair, so they put a black wig on him. Now, could they have maybe found a better wig? Probably.
The wig looks awful.
But I think it's mostly just because we're not used to seeing The Rock with hair, much less long hair. So do I think he looks kind of dumb? Yeah, but I don't know what people expected. I think that he's gonna look kind of silly no matter what, because we're not used to seeing him like that.
The first movie we ever saw The Rock in, he had long hair. Then that was The Mummy Returns and Scorpion King.
Yeah, it wasn't that curly flowing hair though.
His hair looked like John Cena's Barbie. And we all know how bad that wig looked, but that was for that was comedy though. It was supposed to look bad. This is not supposed to look bad. The other part is that, and he's getting older, so I don't want him to have to keep building himself like that because it's incredibly unhealthy for him. That he had to wear like a 40-pound bodysuit, and even that, he still doesn't look like the size of Maui, which it's fine, but it almost like even in like the trailer that we saw, Rock looks like he's barely trying. He looks like he's just there to collect a paycheck. Well,
the problem is Maui, the cartoon, obviously Maui is like not normal human proportions. Nobody is going to look like that. Even The Rock, when he was at his biggest, didn't look like that. So it's like one of those things where
when he was Hercules, he was close, which was really, really too big for The Rock. I mean, he tried to wrestle a match like that and tore his pec within 5 minutes.
Yeah. But ultimately, it's a movie I just don't really care about, so I don't really have an opinion on the trailer. I'll be honest with you.
A lot of people are just pissed because they say it looks like a bunch of AI slop. I think, like I said, you and I are both not big.
People love to just claim AI about everything now. It's just
Moana was solid for what it was. I think it got overplayed like Frozen. Where we were like, by the time we were like, I'm so fucking over Moana. But like at the time when it came out, I was like, hey, that was fine. I'm honestly, if there's one thing I'm actually excited about, is I'm excited to see we saw them real quick, but I'm excited to see the Shiny performance in live action with the lobster. And I don't know why. That's like the one thing that sticks out. I was like, I want to see that. But yeah, it's like Rock, he just didn't look like like I said, it was just a trailer, but like his deliveries just did not look strong in the trailer. And I'm like, oh God, that's the best. You're showing us a trailer of that. Like, what's the whole fucking movie going to be? But yeah, Moana did not really do much to move the needle. Like, we're definitely going to check it out.
I'm not.
You'll
I still haven't watched. I still haven't watched Lilo and Stitch. So I mean,
Lilo and Stitch is solid. Lilo and Stitch is solid. And they just announced a sequel to that one. I was like, okay, I don't think we needed a sequel. Same thing with like Incredibles 3. Got announced a sequel of that. Pixar has just become the sequel company now, just like Disney. But there was a trailer that did drop. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. This movie has been on my most anticipated for 3 years now. They finally changed the title. It was Flowervale Street.
Yeah.
And now it's called The End of Oak Street. It's got Ewan McGregor, Anne Hathaway. I didn't really catch if there's anyone else in the cast outside of those two. But it's from J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot Company. It is directed by the guy who did It Follows. Don't worry, I will try not to look at this movie poorly because of that, because everyone here knows how much I fucking hate It Follows. But this is a movie, by synopsis alone and the two leads, is a movie that I have had on my anticipated for, like I said, 3 years running now. Because it's just this, I don't have, of course, the one time I'm talking about this fucking movie, I don't have the synopsis in front of me. Are you pulling it up?
I have it. Do you want it?
Oh, yes, please read it.
After a mysterious cosmic event rips Oak Street from suburbia and transports their neighborhood to someplace unknown, a family soon discovers that their very survival depends on them sticking together as they navigate their now unrecognizable surroundings.
With fucking dinosaurs, everybody.
With fucking dinosaurs, yeah.
With dinosaurs. Come on, people. Who are we talking to? This is so in my wheelhouse. And you're having Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway in this movie with dinosaurs. I'm locked in. So the teaser showed just enough to leave people interested. I want to avoid trailers for this the rest of the way. I don't want to see anything else. I think it was August 14th is when they announced it's coming out. So it's like year end of summer. I want to say it's August 14th.
Yes, August 14th.
But yeah, I don't want to see anything else. Don't show me anything else. This is enough for me. This is enough to whet my appetite. You teased a T-Rex or at least some kind of dinosaur at the end of the movie or at the end of the trailer. I know they're going to come out with like 4 more trailers. I'm going to do my best to avoid them. But this is definitely something that is eagerly going to be high on my most anticipated when we do our summer movie preview here in a month when we bring them. God, we already almost in summer. Jeez.
Almost.
But what were your thoughts of the trailer?
So I knew this movie was coming out. I basically knew nothing about it except for, because they purposely been keeping it kind of secret. I knew some cast members of Anne and Ewan, and I knew the director, and I knew J.J. Abrams' company, Bad Robot, was producing it. And there had been rumblings that it involved dinosaurs in some way, but that's all anybody knew about it. In true Bad Robot fashion, they just dropped this teaser with it. Nobody knows anything about it. And it just leaves you wondering, like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? It's a very effective teaser because I think it's very well done. It's intriguing. I do like Ewan and Anne, obviously. David Robert Mitchell, I obviously do not feel as strongly about It Follows as you do. I thought it was decent, but I really liked his movie he did before that called Under the Silver Lake with Andrew Garfield. I really liked that.
I still have not watched that.
So I do. He's at least not on a negative trajectory for me, but yeah, this is definitely intriguing. I'm kind of with you in that I don't think I want to see any more trailers for it because I kind of want to go in knowing nothing. Now, it's not actually a J.J. Abrams movie. He didn't write it or anything. It's written by the director, but still, it's like as long as they've shown me enough to tell me that yes, this is definitely something I want to see. Don't show me anything else. I'm sure we'll end up seeing something, but I'm going to do my best not to.
I honestly forgot about the movie because I've been talking about it for 3 years and hadn't heard anything. And when this trailer just finally got released, I was like, all right, I'll click on it. And I'm about halfway through it. I'm like, wait, this sounds familiar. And then I go, oh my God, is this Flowervale? Is this Flowervale? And I immediately text her. I'm like, finally, they changed the name, but it's this. I got way too excited for this trailer once I realized what the hell it was. But yeah, this is something I'm going to be eagerly anticipating in August when it comes out. Another trailer that dropped, I think in the last 2 days, is Wild Horse 9. It's done by
Martin McDonagh.
Martin McDonagh, which I think you and I both are I don't think we like love him, but we both go, he's pretty good. He did Beast of Ed Sheeran and I'm blanking on his other.
Did you say Beast of Ed Sheeran?
Oh, I always call it Beast of Ed Sheeran.
Banshees of Inisherin, Seven Psychopaths, In Bruges, Three Billboards.
Three Billboards, which I love Three Billboards, and I love In Bruges. I didn't realize I said Beast. I thought you were giving me shit for saying Ed Sheeran.
Well, the whole thing I was giving you shit for.
Yeah, no, it's like I always call it Ed Sheeran because it sounds like Ed Sheeran. This looks like it could be the funniest movie of the year because it's John Malkovich and Sam Rockwell just talking at each other. Like I never knew I wanted these two on screen together until I saw this trailer, and I was like, this is going to be a movie that I'm just going to. It's not the same kind of film, but it gave me like flashes of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with like Kilmer and Downey's like back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And I am really excited for this. But this isn't, I think I looked at the release date, it's like November. So this is not something that's going to be out for a while. But it was definitely something that I am going to be anticipating near the end of the year just for these two guys to be acting, side by side the whole way through. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, November 6th on that, which is why I'm not sure why they put out a trailer now. But yeah, this is one that I was excited about based just on the pedigree involved. Because Martin McDonagh I've really loved because In Bruges I think is a spectacular film, which I think this one, as far as his films, it feels closest to me to In Bruges. Because the two guys kind of almost like on a vacation on this island kind of thing, waiting for their next job or whatever they're supposed to do. One of them clearly is some kind of fuck up. So it's like it kind of has the same vibe as In Bruges. Sam Rockwell is spectacular. He did Seven Psychopaths, obviously, with Martin McDonagh. And while that one wasn't as good as In Bruges,
and Three Billboards,
perfect like he always is. And he was in that, but a little bit more dramatic role in that. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this film and the trailer. The story. I think with any other people and director involved, I'd kind of be like, okay, whatever. But based on the people involved and based on the trailer that we did see, I'm actually very excited about this movie.
Another trailer that came out the last couple of days was one that I had heard about a couple months back and was like intrigued by just the thought of it. And then we finally got a trailer for it, and that was Netflix's Apex with Charlize Theron and Taron Egerton. What were your thoughts on this one?
This is one I forgot was coming out. So I remember when I think it was when we were doing our whole, 2026 most anticipated thing. I'm going through trying to find out everything that's coming out. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing this come up and seeing it was some Netflix movie named Apex with Charlize Theron and Taron Egerton. Thought nothing of it. I mean, I put it on my list, but I didn't know enough about it to make a judgment. I saw this trailer. I really, really like this. I mean, it's just another take on the whole most dangerous game, hard target, surviving the game. They're all kind of the same thing where, somebody wants to hunt humans, basically. I do think Charlize Theron obviously looks like she's doing great as always. It still hasn't aged. No. But Taron Egerton, he's the one that actually impressed me. It's like I know he's done a villain role before, but I can't remember what it was I saw him in. He's done a couple villain roles. A couple of them. But this one I think he's really kind of digging his teeth into where he gets to like kind of be a bad guy and kind of have some fun with it. The attitude, like when he's first hits a song, he goes, "Okay, you have to the end of the song, get as far as you can, then I'm coming for you." Just stuff like that. It's just, it looks like it's going to be entertaining. The action looks good. I'm happy to see that it didn't look like a Netflix film. So many Netflix films look like, especially the ones that take place outdoors and in nature and stuff, they tend to look like they were filmed 80% just in front of a green screen. Looking at you, Red Notice. But this one looks like it was completely filmed outside, like it should be and stuff. The action looked decent, and so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
I would be more excited for this if I had not just binged Smoke on Apple, which is with Taron Egerton, who's for anyone who knows what I'm talking about, he's basically an arson investigator, but then he's also under suspicion of being the arsonist, and it's like he's very much almost like a manic guy in that. So then seeing him in that, and then immediately seeing him act this way in this trailer, I was going, man, Taron is really going loosey-goosey with his performances, and I don't know if I necessarily like it or want him to be doing that, because I don't want him to like start going down this path. But had I not seen Smoke like literally 48 hours before, or finished binging Smoke 48 hours before this trailer, I probably wouldn't have been thinking that. I'd probably been like how Brian was, like, oh wow, he's really fucking going for it in this. But Smoke was a really solid miniseries that might get a second season, that I felt like really fucked up the ending, and so I had a bad taste in my mouth. So, and then I saw him in this, and I was like, so I'm going to kind of temper my expectations. Now, before I had seen Smoke and I had heard of this movie, I was like, hell yeah, this looks awesome, or this sounds awesome. Trailer didn't do a whole lot for me. I would love to be wrong, though. I would love for this to be as awesome as Brian is hoping it's going to be, because I love Taron Egerton and I love Charlize. I want this to be good. I really, really do. And I would love for it to be a lot of fun as well. It's just, like I said, I'm hoping that Taron is not going to overdo it to the point where it comes off cartoonish, and it just comes off more badass. Next one, Brian has not seen this trailer, so I'll just blitz through this one real quick. DreamWorks' Forgotten Island dropped a trailer. And this one, I was telling Brian about it before we got on. I was watching the trailer. I did not know it was DreamWorks, but I got a very much of a Mitchells versus the Machine vibe, which was a Netflix Sony animation film that came out 2021, 2020, some around there. And that's a film that Brian and I both really enjoyed. In fact, everyone that I've talked to or talked into watching that has really enjoyed that film. It's about
that was the first one I think we saw from like that new Sony animation.
It was, well, outside of Spider-Verse, yeah. It was the first one after Spider-Verse. I'm like, oh, so
well, Spider-Verse was before that. You're right. Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I was like, this is what they're gonna do now. Is that they're just gonna do this? We're like, okay, I'm fucking here for it. But it's about two best friends who basically are about to go their separate ways, colleges and stuff like that, and they get sucked into kind of like this wormhole to this like Land of the Lost-esque kind of thing, and they're trying to basically, one's trying to treat this as like their last adventure and let's go out with a bang, and the other one's like, we got to get home kind of thing. So you have that kind of divide between them. But the hook in the trailer is that the longer that they spend in this Forgotten Island, they start to lose their memories of the real world, including their friendship. So it's a race through time. Even though they're spending time together, they're forgetting who they are to each other as it's happening. The animation style wise, it looks very much like Sony animation, even though it's DreamWorks. But it was pretty intriguing. I was actually like, okay, I actually really kind of want to check this one out. I just wish it was Sony and not DreamWorks. Like I said, now somewhere I go, I don't know why I'm hating on DreamWorks, because DreamWorks gave us Shrek and How to Train Your Dragon and all these other great films. But for some reason, as soon as I saw that it was DreamWorks, my brain went, oh, I don't know why. But it was an interesting trailer, and it's something that I actually do want to check out at some point. I don't know if it's something I would go check out opening weekend, but it's definitely something I would definitely check out after it comes out. But yeah, that came out. This one, Brian and I both had the same thought as soon as this trailer ended, was that this movie felt like a modern day version or a sequel of a beloved comedy from the 90s. And we are talking about the trailer for Balls Up. This has got Paul Walter Hauser and Mark Wahlberg. And after we saw the Red Band trailer, Brian sent me the text, and then I watched the trailer and go, yep. And what did you say that Balls Up reminded you of?
Balls Up looked like it was meant to be a sequel to Tommy Boy with David Spade and Chris Farley.
100%. I cannot remember the movie now. It came out this year. I think it was a Prime movie. But as I was watching the trailer, I'm going, this is You Got Mail. This is 1,000% You Got Mail, but online dating. I was like, this is a fucking ripoff. And then we're watching Balls Up, and I'm like, this is Tommy Boy. Like, it's not, they're not car parts, but it's definitely Tommy Boy.
Yeah, there's a movie called Maintenance Required.
Is that the You Got Mail one?
Yeah, Katie O'Brien had a small role in it, but it was mainly about these two other people. It was very, and they didn't hide the fact. Like when they promoted, they were like, "This is like a new version of You've Got Mail and
It's
Shop
like
Around the Corner."
it's not a new version. You're ripping off the fucking movie.
Well,
Like
to be
just
fair,
call it
You've
you
Got
got
Mail is ripping off Shop Around the Corner and She Loves Me, which is old, like 40s movies or some shit.
yes, but then they also hold homage to it because Meg Ryan's building is the shop around the corner. It's an homage thing. They're not even trying on that
Anyway,
one.
sorry for the tangent, but yeah.
Yes, but with Balls Up, whether it's copying Tommy Boy or whether it's supposed to be like the unabashed sequel to Tommy Boy, you watch this trailer and you're like, Paul Walter Hauser is 100% Chris Farley, and Mark Wahlberg is David Spade on steroids.
Yeah, he's always absolutely David Spade.
It's like, no, it's just because like you don't look at Mark Wahlberg going, you're David Spade.
Oh, I meant as far as the character though, yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's I don't, and see that's the thing is that like, are you gonna be able to watch this and not just think of Tommy Boy? Are you gonna be able to watch this and keep it like separated and be able to potentially enjoy this movie? The trailer didn't really wow me, and maybe that's because I was just connecting Tommy Boy too much to it. There's some funny moments, but the trailer itself didn't really like make me excited to see it. Did you feel differently?
I found myself surprisingly I wouldn't say excited, but actually interested at least, because I'm like, it's a straight to prime movie. Paul Walter Hauser is very hit and miss for me, not because of him, but just the movies he's in. Some interest me, some don't. Mark Wahlberg, this does not seem like a Mark Wahlberg movie at all. I don't know if he just has like a prime contract where he needed one more movie on it, so he's like, fine, put me on that one. I don't know.
He hasn't really been doing many prime things. It's usually Apple he's been doing.
Well, he's done a few. Like his last one was Play Dirty, the Shane Black.
Well, yeah, but then he's also doing Family Plan on Apple, so he's kind of flipped going.
So everywhere. I don't know. This seems like a weird choice for Mark Wahlberg. I don't know, but whatever. And it's directed by one of the Farrelly brothers, which they had their prime in the years since then. They've been kind of very. So I don't know what to think about that. This is the wacky jokes in it. Like you, though, the whole time I'm just thinking this looks like Tommy Boy. I can't wait until somebody takes AI and inserts Chris Farley, David Spade in it. It might actually be funnier that way.
I honestly think it'd be funnier watching.
Somebody will do that. I just noticed, according to Letterboxd at least, Daniela Melchior's in there. I don't remember seeing her in the trailer, but I like her. So happy to see.
You know what? Actually, do remember her in it because I was looking at her like. I was like, oh, because I never can remember her name off the top of the head. But I saw her and I was like, oh, that's, what's her name? I would say this is probably the wackiest Mark Wahlberg probably since The Other Guys, which I love The Other Guys. But Paul Walter Hauser is also not Will Ferrell. So, and I agree with you. Paul Walter Hauser, I like the guy. I just don't necessarily always love his roles that he chooses. It's not that he's bad. It's the roles that they choose him to be like he was great as I'm blanking on his name in Cobra Kai. Stingray. He was great as Stingray in Cobra Kai, but then I can watch him in like 8 other things and be like, so it's I would love for him to really embrace Chris Farley in this and it actually work. I would love for this to be hilarious. I would love for this to work. I'd love for this to be good. I just don't know because, like I said, as soon as you and yes, you put it in my brain first because you texted me going, "Balls Up" is
even if I hadn't, though.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like even if you hadn't have done that, I guarantee you, as soon as they went, "Hey, here's Paul Walter Hauser's great idea. Here's Mark Wahlberg. He's the salesman." I would immediately went, Tommy Boy, and I would have gotten there within like instantly. So it's like. I don't know if you saying that influenced me, but I doubt it because as soon as they said those things, I was like, and here's why it's Tommy Boy. We'll see. I think that comes out next month?
Yeah, it's relatively soon.
Like mid-April, I think.
Yeah, I want to say it was April 10th, I think. Let me look at my calendar. April 15th.
Yeah, so we don't have very long to wait on that one.
Yeah, it looks like the kind of movie. I think it's going to be funny, but forgettable. I think it's one that I'm going to watch, and then like by the end of the year, I'm like, oh yeah, that came out.
It's definitely going to be R-rated, and I think
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I think how far they will push the limit on the R rating will be how memorable it will be.
Mhm.
If it actually is deserving, which based off of what the Balls Up is supposed to be, you would think it's definitely going to earn its R rating for the jokes. But if it can deliver that, then this could be pretty funny, or it could just be really lame.
What I mostly want to learn from the movie is what is the point of including the balls? I don't know why that it doesn't affect anything.
If you guys have no idea what he's talking about, go watch the trailer. But yeah, next trailer. We only have 3 more, and then we'll get to the reviews. This was definitely on my most anticipated. I can't remember if this was on your anticipated. But it was a movie that just by synopsis alone, much like Flowervale Station, it intrigued me enough, and that is Outcome. It's directed by Jonah Hill, which I don't know if I've seen any of Jonah Hill's actual directed films.
The only other feature film he directed was mid-90s. Otherwise, he did stuff.
Yeah, and I did not see mid-90s. But this has got Keanu Reeves. I don't have the cast in front of me. It's got Jonah Hill, Keanu Reeves,
Cameron Diaz, Matt Bomer, Susan Lucci, Laverne Cox, David Spade, Martin Scorsese, Drew Barrymore. Although a lot of these look like they're going to be like one scene cameos.
Yeah. Very much almost like, I will say this, it gave me a very much of almost like the studio kind of vibe to it. I mean that in a good way, because it's very Hollywood in terms of it. But basically, Keanu Reeves is playing an actor. I know, big stretch there.
Reef Hawk. That's a name.
Yes, I love the name. Say the name again.
Reef Hawk.
Reef Hawk. That is a great actor name. I love it. But basically, did he like just come out of rehab, or he's like recovering, or he's about to come back and like do something? But there's like a video out there or something where he said something or did something that would get him canceled. And it's him kind of trying to go around and like make amends with everybody.
An apology to her, basically, to try and so whoever it is extorted it might not release it. Yeah. Exactly.
And that's kind of what the plot is where you have a very lovable guy like Keanu Reeves, who everyone I can't really think of a single person outside of them just being a hater who just outright hates Keanu Reeves as a person. So why not put him in a role where everyone's like, you're a fucking dick and you're an asshole. And like, yeah, you have like his people that are close to him going, you're such a great guy. And then when he goes on this apology tour, everyone's like, I fucking hate you. Like, you're an asshole. And it's like, I kind of really want to see where this is going. I don't know if the movie looked that strong, but I'm intrigued to see Keanu's performance of this. I will say this. Jonah Hill, when did he start looking like Joey Pants? Because does he not look like Joey Pants in this trailer?
Well, he puts himself in the movie and put on like the bald cap and the big teeth and the beard. And I kind of basically rolled my eyes when I saw this little costume that he put on for this. I'm like, okay, whatever, dude.
It's like ever since he did Wolf of Wall Street, he feels like he has to like. It could be just because he's lost all this weight, so it doesn't feel comfortable as himself anymore. So he feels like, which if that is, I mean, that sucks. Like, dude, be you, be happy. But literally every time I saw him, I immediately just thought of Joey Pants.
I felt like he was trying to make himself into I forgot the name from fucking Tropic Thunder. It looked like he was trying to be that.
He's trying to be Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Oh God damn it!
Now you're not going to see that.
No, I'm not getting his name. Like
Lou something, wasn't it?
Lou. I'm gonna look it up. Keep talking. I'm gonna pull it up.
So for me, I was quite disappointed by this trailer, honestly. I was looking forward to it. It didn't make my top list, but I was looking forward to it based on like the cast and everything.
Les Grossman.
Sorry, I know I saw Lou. I was looking forward to it. I watched the trailer. I'm kind of like, The trailer didn't do anything for me. It didn't make me interested in the story. Jonah Hill put himself in there in this little caricature of a person I thought kind of it felt totally different than the rest of the movie.
Did you watch mid-90s?
Yeah.
Did he kind of do that in mid-90s also, where he just kind of like?
No, I don't even think he was in it.
I thought he was in it. Keep
If he
going.
was, it was.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
I
I
don't
thought he
remember
was.
that. Like I said, most everybody except for possibly like obviously Jonah and Matt Bomer and Cameron Diaz. It looks like everybody else is kind of like one scene cameos. They're the people that he's going around and like making his trying to make amends with. I also have a hard time. They make it seem like Reef Hawk is like this. He's this fucking asshole that everybody in the industry hates, but we don't see any of that. They should have at least had like a scene in the trailer showing that he's an asshole. Because I don't buy Keanu Reeves as being an asshole to everybody.
I think that's why that works, though. I'm assuming
because he's going around like apologizing, like, "Oh, everybody hates you." It's like, but why? There's nothing about him to hate.
I'm assuming we will see the why. It's just
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so.
I kind of really.
But all I know is that the trailer didn't do much. I'm gonna see it, but I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I really want to see Keanu go just epic asshole, because the closest thing I can think of is Always Be My Maybe. Exactly, where he was just playing a very, very over exaggerated version of himself. And even then he wasn't really a dick.
Even though he was a dick.
He was just kind of a douche. You know? Now down to the two probably biggest trailers that dropped in the past week. One that Brian is just like on because he's been about this entire series, Dune Part 3.
I'll go first. It looked like more Dune. That's all I have to say. Honestly, I watched it. I'm like, okay, it looks like more of the same. Okay, cool.
Which for me and most other people, fuck yeah. You know, because I will admit the first Dune movie, and I'm not like a Dune fan. Like I didn't care about Dune before Dune came out, but I remember watching the first Dune film going like it's good. You know, but I was kind of relatively bored. I mean, it looks amazing and everyone's good in the movie. It's just the story's kind of dry. Dune Part 2 won me the fuck over. It was one of my favorite films of the year. Loved everything about it. So got me super excited for Dune Part 3. And if it is, like Brian said, more of the same, if it at least matches the energy of Dune Part 2, I am going to be super jacked for Dune Part 3. I don't really know, and this is me obviously trying not to. I don't know much of what the story is because I didn't know there was Part 3 to this. I thought it was just kind of like after Part 2, like that's just kind of the story. I didn't know that there was more to it. So I'm trying not to like look into the story.
Well, there's a whole series of books. There's one more that is kind of considered like the third chapter of this, but from what I've heard, it's not necessarily following that. There are some aspects of it, but some of it's just its own thing too.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to try to just combine that shit so that way because I don't think Denis and all of them probably want to do a fourth one unless it completely like.
Well, my understanding, and this is somebody who's not read the books, my understanding is that most of the books beyond this are not really these same main characters, kind of the same world. So I think Denis is going to not do them, or at least not now. Maybe he'll come back later. Who knows? But
well, yeah, it's like they even did what was it, the TV show that's like 1,000 years before Dune. It's like I really don't care about that. I care about these characters. Like I don't. It's not like I guess that makes me like the prototypical Star Wars fan, where it's like I don't care about the Knights of the Old Republic. I just want to watch Luke Skywalker. Which I don't feel that way about Star Wars. Star Wars, give me more fucking characters and different stories. But with Dune hasn't earned that yet. So it's like I really just kind of care about these characters. But yeah, Dune Part 3, I liked what I saw. It looks like Timothée Chalamet, who literally, I think I said this in our during the Oscar show. It's like Chalamet went from like someone that I immediately went when he was on screen to like, fuck yeah, Timothée Chalamet. He's really won me over the last few years.
I'm still in the phase.
Mainly because of Dune and Wonka. Like he's won me over.
No, if he did more stuff like Wonka, more like, you know, upbeat, funny stuff, I think I would like him in that. But everything he does is just so dour. I think that's why I don't like him much.
Wonka has become like one of my like favorite like feel good guilty pleasure movies. Like when I'm down, like my brain just immediately goes, I want to put on Wonka. Like I don't know why. It's just like it just that movie just does something to make me feel better. But yeah, Chalamet's really kind of won me over, and I really was impressed with him in Dune Part 2. So seeing him as more kind of like going dark side in this one, which he was kind of going towards that path at the end of Part 2, I'm really interested in seeing that because it looks like a lot of the people are like, man, maybe we gave him too much power in this. Like maybe we not that necessarily backed the wrong horse because the other option was really not that great. But it was just like maybe we shouldn't have given him that much. Biggest shocker was Robert Pattinson looked almost unrecognizable in this. Like at least Austin Butler, it's like, oh yeah, he's bald everywhere, but it's like I can still see that's Austin Butler. Pattinson, like they kept showing him on the trailer. I'm like, who the fuck is this actor? And I was like, holy crap, that's Pattinson. He looks like an anorexic, Sinead O'Connor kind of character. And I'm just like, I didn't not. And now he's got to go fucking. Well, he doesn't really bulk up for Batman. I feel like he's gonna have to bulk up for Batman now. But yeah, I mean, like I said, they've got such a strong cast. Anya Taylor-Joy is sure to have a way bigger role in this. I'm sure Javier, and that's the other big question is how Jason Momoa is in this because I'm pretty sure he died and somehow he's back.
He did. They say it's explained, but I don't know.
Yeah, they'll have to explain that. But I'm here for it. I'm excited to see Dune Part 3. Brian will reluctantly see it and then go, you guys are blowing it out of proportion at the end of the year. So be ready for that, guys, because I guarantee you this movie's not going to win Brian over or change Brian's mind.
Well, it doesn't help if it come out the same day as Avengers Doomsday, so I'm like, fuck that movie.
That is we talked about that at the beginning of the year, is that I feel like one of them is going to budge.
I feel like they're not at this point.
At this point, I feel like it's got to be Dune. Marvel's not going to budge. Marvel's going to go, here's my dick on the table. Fucking come on, Dune, bring it. And Dune, you're not going to get the money that you think you're going to get against Doomsday and Robert Downey Jr. It's just not going to happen. Which leads us into our final trailer, Spider-Man brand
new Star Wars trailer?
Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, yeah, Mandalorian Grogu. But Spider-Man Brand New Day, we finally got a trailer for, even though I could have done without a trailer for this. Let's go with you first, because I talked a lot on Dune. What were your thoughts of Brand New Day?
I feel like, again, it's kind of a teaser. I mean, it's more than just a tease. It has a little more content to it. But we still don't really know what the main conflict of the movie is. We kind of have the tone of it. It's kind of continuing on, picking up where the other one left off, where, like, obviously his friends don't remember him and all this, and he's going, and we see that he goes to see Banner.
Who's no longer Hulk anymore.
Who's no longer Hulk. So hopefully that means they're separated, which hopefully means that we can get, like, when he is Hulk, maybe he can actually be Angry Hulk again. That'd be awesome. We do get to see Punisher in this, which I'm actually wondering, because, like, Daredevil is leading right into Punisher. Like, the week after Daredevil ends, that Punisher one shot basically airs. And then, like, I think it's a month and a half later, you get Spider-Man. So I'm actually wondering if there'll be some kind of overlap.
I would think so, because we know that
it seems like he already knows him. He's calling him Frank. He's calling him by his first name. It's like, I'm wondering if maybe he cameos in the Punisher show. I don't know.
Well, Daredevil was in No Way Home, so we know that Daredevil knows Spider-Man. Well, they don't know him anymore. They don't. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But I would love it if Daredevil popped in the Brand New Day and they just didn't advertise that shit, because the Hand is in this, which we know that Daredevil and Punisher have had issues with the Hand. But we also see Scorpion. So way to touch back all the way to the first film. Scorpion's got his Scorpion suit. Go ahead and continue. I cut you off.
No, I was just saying, I think I like the tone that they're going to. It's Dustin Daniel Cretton who did Shang-Chi. He's also done stuff like Short Term 12, which is very good. I think that he was a good choice to direct this. I also love the fact that he, at least in the trailer, so there's probably more in the movie, so many shots in the trailer are straight out of, like, cover art from classic Spider-Man comics. Like some of the most iconic ones. Like, you put them next to it, it's like they just took this and made it live action. And I think that I love when they do that kind of thing. I mean, as long as it doesn't feel forced, because, like, here you probably wouldn't even notice if somebody didn't tell you, because they look like natural shots. But it's just kind of a cool little Easter egg for people who are fans of the stuff. But I mean, like you, I didn't need a trailer. I was already going to see this.
Oh yeah.
It didn't really tell me anything I didn't know going in, because we already knew, he's back to kind of just being like the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, street level, conflict. It's not going to be like, the sky beam and the world ending stuff. we know that his friends don't remember him. So it's kind of just, this seems like it was more like an announcement teaser, and we'll probably get a trailer closer to the release that kind of tells a little bit more about what the actual plot of this is. There's been talk that like maybe he's actually mutating, which is why he's going to sea.
Like I said, that was big. That was the big thing I saw with this.
We still don't know for sure who Sadie Sink is in this movie. There's a lot of people saying she's going to be Jean Grey. There's a lot of people saying she's going to be Gwen Stacy, and she could be another character completely. We don't know. So yeah, like you, it's a trailer I didn't need, but it looks good.
The one thing that bugged me was Ned's style in this. Like, Ned never had glasses before, and now he's got these big ass fucking glasses, and he's got this like shaggy ass hair. Which, I mean, he's going to college. He's trying a new look. Good for Ned. I don't like the look at all, but I love the shot, the opening shot of the trailer where he's watching them on like Instagram or whatever it is, and he just jumps like he's just done. And you have that shot like in the camera of inside the mask where he just like looks like he's just looking into the void. That's such a, I love that shot. That is such a great shot. Like, I want more of that. But yeah, I never thought that we would get a Man-Spider storyline. Now, if this is going into a new trilogy, which I'm there for because I love Tom Holland's Spider-Man, I don't know if Tom Holland wants to do a new trilogy, because I thought they were going to start kind of getting Miles brought in so they can kind of pass the torch. But I also don't want to feel like they're throwing too much into this, because you got the Hand, you got Scorpion, you got Punisher, you've got the Man-Spider storyline. Like, if they were going to do a new trilogy, I would like the Man-Spider storyline to kind of be the over arc of the 3 films, where it's like it's starting to build, and then he becomes Man-Spider near the end of the second movie or into the third. And if you want to lead that into a new symbiote Venom thingy, you can. I would prefer not to. But I never thought we would get Man-Spider in these movies. And knowing that at least we're getting the tease of it has me really, really excited, because I never really much read the comic books because my parents were like, I'm not buying you comic books, they're too expensive. But I watched the Spider-Man animated series, and when he fucking turned into a spider, I'm like, what the fuck? So to see that happening live action potentially has me like, hell yeah, I am so here for this. So I loved what we got. And I also loved his interactions with Frank. I hope that, I mean, I know there's going to be more because we saw him briefly again, where it looks like they do have a relationship with each other. The only other storyline I would love, and that's just because it's our boy, is I would love if Kraven showed up when he became Man-Spider, and we got Aaron Taylor Johnson back. I know it's not going to happen.
They're not mixing any of that Sonyverse stuff. Is not mixing into this.
I know, but I just want Aaron Taylor Johnson in a good Kraven movie. And have him going after Tom Holland's Man-Spider. I would love for that to be a thing. I don't think it will be.
I wish they'd done that for this movie and just not had the Kraven movie. That would have been awesome.
That would be great. That would have been fantastic. And then a second.
Can we have Doctor Strange make us all forget about the Kraven movie and then just put him in this movie?
And a second failed attempt at Rhino, because that was also bad. But yeah. Brand New Day, it was, I think, my second or third most anticipated film of the year. So, like, literally, there was no way this trailer was going to disappoint me. If anything, I'm more excited than I already was. And to the point where I forgot about Sadie Sink. You brought her up. I was like, oh, yeah, she's going to be in this. I don't know what she's going to be. I'm excited
was she even in the trailer? I don't think she was.
No, she was not in the trailer. There were certain people who thought that the guy pulling Zendaya's hair back was Flash. I was like, that is not Tony Ravolori. Like, that is some other random dude. But I hope Flash is in this. I like Tony. I want Tony to be like around somewhere for this. So I hope that, like, just because they're in college, that Tony Ravolori has still got a role in this movie. Don't look up the credits. Don't spoil yourself. If he's in it, he's in it. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Let's just be surprised with it. But those are all the trailers.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.